Hey everybody, this is Cynthia with Including You Journals. Welcome. I'm so glad that you are joining me. Today I want to share something, a little pocket fold that I've created using tracing paper. So we could do this with vellum. I think tissue paper is a little too thin, but the tracing paper, even though it's thin, or parchment paper would be good as well, I think. But the tracing paper, even though it's thin, because I'm folding this and making a little booklet out of it, I think it's going to be just fine with what I wanted to do. And I have been watching some folks make pockets out of vellum and whatnot, or half pockets, or and I just wanted to try my hand at something a little different. So here I am using tracing paper, and this is what it is. There is a little pocket here on the front, even though I have accidentally, not realizing there was a pocket, I have glued my bird's beak over there, so I'm not going to open it. But the pocket that I have created by folding it back this long way has a little card here, and I've used some Edith Holden and just left this a little blank. I want to say, I don't know, some little washi that's there. And there is another card on the other side. It's a different kind of, and now I can't get it back in because I can't see what I'm doing. Excuse me just a moment. I'm just going to pull it off camera to stick it in. It does go easily. I just couldn't see how to actually get it in there. And so then to open it up, there is this fold on the inside that gives me two little Edith Holden cards here. I've decorated down the inside part of the pocket because the blank pocket side was showing, or not the pocket, but the journaling card, the blank side was showing through, and I kind of wanted some color there, so I've just used a little Edith Holden on the inside of these as well. And so then you can see on the back side, here's that. And I didn't glue this little pocket down, so I stuck a little ticket here just to show, and then a butterfly on the pocket. Now, I'm going to recreate this just to show you how I did it, but I'm going to use regular paper so that you can see. I think this is just a little hard to see because of the solid whiteness of this tissue paper. So let's see if we can do something else. And I am using, this piece of paper is 12 by 10. And so, and it's just a little piece of paper that I've gotten out of a book. Let me make sure I have it right side up before I start looking at my folds and whatnot. Okay, so it is, and all I did was I wanted my page to be 7 inches high, so I folded it in here, and I see that it is 8 inches, and I don't want 8 inches. I'm going to turn part of that off, or trim part of that off, not turn it off, but trim it off, and I'll just do that here. And I'm going to go for just a little less than 7 inches, so more than that inch that I would have cut off. And let's see, now I have the fold with the height of this pocket is going to be just a little over 6 inches. And I'm not close enough to the board to see, I believe it's about 6 1/4 inches. And then, because I want to make this pocket thicker, I'm going to fold it in just a little. And I will do this right here. Pull this down. I just want to glue that down so that as I'm using it as a pocket and pulling on it or whatnot, sliding cards in, I am making this thick enough that it's a very thin piece of paper is what I'm trying to say. So there's that. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to create this fold. So I'm going to come in here. And if you have a scoring tool, I have just never purchased a scoring board. I'm folding it on my own. Now you can see what happened right here. This little, there's a little hiccup. There's a fold there. So the way I'm going to take care of that, and what I was intending to do, so I'm glad that it actually folded up, is just, I'm going to refold this and trim just a hair out of that center, because there are 4 pieces of paper now in that fold, and so it's making it a little thick. Let me put this out of the way and make sure I'm back on camera. I'm actually going to do the same thing on this side, and I'm only doing this on my pockets, where my pocket area is, and I don't want to cut a lot. So just ever so slightly, just a little trim. Okay. Now you can see what I've done. I've come in probably more than what I really wanted to there, but I think it'll be fine. And then this edge here is just so easy. Now what happens is, let's make sure I'm in the center. What happens is now that when I glue this on the side and I fold this, I don't have all of that heaviness right there in the center. There are no folds, and I don't have a bone folder handy. I do own one of those, I just don't have it handy. Okay. And then I will glue the pockets. This is just such a very simple, very easy little pocket fold to make. I really liked making it out of that, out of the tracing paper. So I encourage you, if you have vellum or tracing paper on hand, or even parchment paper, if you like this, to try it in the vellum, parchment, or tracing paper. Okay. Now, I am going to make this not quite so wide. So what I've done is I'm going to pull this back on itself. This makes my little short pocket. I want about, let's see how wide that fold is. It's not quite, yeah it is, right at 2 inches. And that's what I was looking for. And obviously, I'm seeing something that I didn't realize was happening with my, well, the tracing paper is, I didn't really need to cut this side edge here. I don't like that white showing. I guess I could put a piece of, yeah, and that's how I'll handle that. I'll get up and put some kind of little trim work down that edge, or I could just simply put it back in the machine and trim off the edge. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do the same thing for this side. So I'm just simply turning it, excuse me, where I can see where to make the fold the same size. And you don't have to make this the same width, but that's just how I did the one I'm showing you. Okay, so now I have, and you can see where I didn't cut as much off of this side. I don't know how that worked, but I have a pocket here, here, and here, and 2 of them are on the outside. And I'll just tell you that I don't like this white paper, so I'm going to be decorating that. If you are using your tracing paper, then of course you'll have to just decide what's showing through your vellum or whatever paper you're using, so that you can decide how you want to do that. Let me see if I can pull that back in. For example, here we go. You just have to decide, well, do I like that? Yes, I like that showing through, and so I don't have to decorate that. I don't like the plainness showing here. Let me pull this card out so that you can see what I mean. I don't like the plainness of the back of that card where it's a journal space for me to see. So I do want to decorate a little bit, and that's all I'm doing. I'm deciding the same thing with my sheet of paper that I have. I don't want to see this right here, so I will be decorating. Same thing on the inside. And I don't know how I'm going to handle that. But on the vellum, it doesn't show, but you still don't get all of that. You can see it, but you're seeing white on white, so you're not going to be, let's see if I'm doing that in any way. Right in here, you can see it. There's not quite as but it doesn't show up like, and maybe if this were printed on both sides, I think I would like it even better. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put this video on YouTube simply because sometimes seeing what not to do is just as good as seeing what to do. And because this is really bothering me and I don't have any kind of trim handy, I'm going to cut this off. You know you would do the same thing, right? If it were bothering you. Well, maybe. Okay. Let's see. I think it was a little wet there and I cut it too soon, so I've torn my pocket. Well, I am going to have to put some trim there now. Okay. What not to do. And if you want it to be shabby chic, you know how we use the paper edges that we make our edges look a little old and worn? Maybe you like that. So to each his own, everybody gets to choose what they like. Now I have a little bit of William Holden still left. I'm working in a journal and I think I'm going to use that. I'll trim away what doesn't work. And I have a new bottle of art glitter glue. What's so nice about these little bottles that I purchased right off of Amazon, they did not come with the art glitter glue. This is something I purchased on my own. You can get lovely bottles of art glitter glue where you can put a pin in the top. But this bottle, let me put the paper down. This bottle is so nice in that, let's see, I want to use that pocket, so I don't want to go over the pocket space. And give me a second when I'm thinking and trying to make sure it's working just right. I tend to stop talking. Sorry about that. Okay, but this bottle of glue is comes with this little hinge on it. And I want to say that I bought these bottles off of Amazon and they were, I want to say I got a dozen. So there's still 11 in there because once I use this art glitter glue, I just take the nozzle off, run it under some hot water, and I'm ready to go for another whole bottle. And this bottle lasts me for quite some time. It gets me through at least one journal, if not more. So I really like that. I just wanted to share that little bit of information with you. And now let me just cut off the excess. Okay. Well, I am not journaling, I am videotaping a little ahead of time because I am excited about Easter coming and family coming for a visit, and I want to be able to be free during Easter. But this morning, I am actually videotaping on Saturday morning. It's the 25th of March. So I'm still in March this morning. And of course I didn't get that wide enough, but that's okay. I'll use some print, some text, I believe, on that. Let's see how much I need to take off of here. Okay. Okay, perfect. And it is just a lovely, lovely day for early spring day in Eastern Tennessee. And I haven't been looking, I haven't even done a 10-day look, which I do sometimes on, what do I use here? Here I typically use some weather in the ground. And look at the 10-day forecast. I haven't looked at that, so I don't know what's coming up in the next couple of weeks if we're going to stay in this trend, but we've really turned up the heat this latter portion of the week into the mid to high 70s. And I noticed in my hometown in North Carolina, they were up to, I want to say 83 degrees I saw the other day. So if anybody's watching from there, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's crazy. Let's see if I have something handy. I use some of this encyclopedia paper. This is from an early 1900s encyclopedia. I have a set of these, and I enjoy using them so much. Excuse me for the clank there. Let's see. Let's see if I got anywhere close. I did. But this is just a very easy kind of, and with the tracing paper, even easier because I didn't have to do all of the other decoration on it as well. Or at least I didn't have to do a lot of the background. Let's have one more little piece of paper. And I think I'm just going to utilize the creamy part right here. Okay. Okay, awesome. And then here. I think I'm going to leave this as is. Isn't that nice how easily that tears? Okay. Okay, that's going to hit just right at the top. Yay, glue everywhere. I love art glitter glue. It sticks so quickly. It dries so quickly. It makes life so easy. And I'm going to stay right with my page here. I'm not the best guesser at tearing, so you see that I've not gone quite to the edge there. Okay. And then I'm just trimming the edge here, and I'll come back and fold and tear. Okay. Now I'm going to live with that. One way I could disguise, there's a little white line here. have a little bit of white here, and of course white here where I cut. One way I could disguise that is by using some distress ink, and I will probably go back. I don't have any at the table. Excuse me, please. I don't have any at the table at this moment, or I'll go ahead and do that, but that's probably what I will use, and it's a good way of helping take care of the whiteness there that's on that paper. Now let's look at some. I'm going to fold it back like it would be if it were a pocket. I love this, you know, and I could have even done this, and my pocket could be on this side as well. So, wow, I kind of like that. But anyway, okay, so we're going to leave it as is. You could do a belly band around here with just a piece of paper would be great. Also, just a little piece of cording you could use as well, or little strands of whatnot. Now I have here, these are just library pocket cards from an old catalog card. And the back, of course, is plain so that I don't have to do anything to that. I can just decorate the front side of this card. Same thing, I will use something simple. If I had index cards that were handy, I could use those as well. Just simply to let's see. Wow. I think I glued a little bit down because of trying to get that paper under there. So here we have now 2 inside pockets. If we decorate, we'll have those ready. And then these 2 pockets here, I would just simply want to use a thinner piece of cardstock. Again, utilizing what I have handy, a catalog card from an old library catalog card. Leave it here. One moment while I trim, please. Thank you. What are you doing to get ready for Easter? Do you have eggs out yet? And I could have made that a little bit wider. Seems like that side did just fine, but I don't have this one wide enough. But it gives you the idea that you do have a place for a tuck here, and a little bit wider card would be great because then it would give you some space to actually do some journaling on. Excuse me again. It's morning. What can I say? This is how things happen for me typically in the morning. And let's see. I like that pink. And I'm just going to say, I think putting it on paper just sort of loses something in the translation of what I'm trying to do here. That vellum ended up being so cute. So even though I have now shown you what I've done to create this little pocket fold, I'm going to encourage you, that's cute in its own right, but this little vellum, what I was trying to accomplish in using the tracing or the vellum is just so lovely. I'm going to either clip it into a journal, or I may sew this right down that center seam. If I sew this into a journal, I'm going to use some either washi tape or fabric that I'll put on the back there so that I am keeping the integrity of that fold and the spine in it. But I have somehow, I've missed a step on my other paper that I didn't miss here, and that is creating a glued space right down the side for this little fold, and so that I actually have a fold. So that's something else that I've missed. Let's go back and take care of that. And of course, with paper, this is so much thicker. With that little piece of vellum, the tracing paper there, it is so much nicer because it's thin. It's delicate, it's feminine, just that lacy little fun thing that you want in a journal sometimes. There's nothing wrong with this. I use paper all the time, but I was really trying to accomplish. So isn't that nice now? I just have this little pocket fold. Okay, yes, I like it much better now that I've glued that down. And I am gonna have to take some ink to the edges or pull some kind of little lacy trim here as well. I'm not sure how I'll handle that just yet. Let's see what we can do here. I have a little bit of pink and rose going on, but I'm not sure I like that. Maybe we can do a butterfly. Let's see if I have some labels. Maybe simply a label, and I think that's what I'm going to do there. I'm sure someone's done this before. I just wanted to show it, especially with the tracing paper. Well, isn't that funny? Evidently, I picked up 2 labels, and it did glue down one and not the other. And I like the red's fine. It pulls the red from there. I would also decorate these cards in there, and then a little something fun here. Might be can we go back to a butterfly? It sort of loses its integrity. Another bird, too large. Well, doesn't have to be because there's no opening there. Oh, I kind of like that too. It's a little looks like a little raven, but you know how black they can be? Sometimes they have some blue tones to them. Okay, and a little label. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Tall pocket card. Cards inside with pockets. This is a little tight, so let me trim it down 1 second. I think taking that little smidgen off made that so much better there. And then, of course, I would decorate the cards. I would even decorate the back there also. Again, I would put a larger, a little bit wider card here and decorate the back. But I'm going to have to call this a video because of my camera. It doesn't let me video too long, or it will not upload my video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll try this. Especially try it with the vellum. It's just so pretty and sweet. And I love that. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Thanks so much.